What's up and coming in music?
Whose name will you see on your next show program?
Today we'll meet two rising stars.
This is the Play-by-Playbill. First up, we have Sam Wurdemann, Ithaca College music student and the writer of Burr, a new musical. The show will be premiering in April right here on campus, and he's brought along the cast to perform 2 songs from the exciting new show. Not only is this the first TV premiere of Burr, but also Sam's first TV interview about the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, here to perform Path of Least Resistance from Burr the Musical, Sam Wurdemann and Josh Bulmer.
I didn't need a revolution. I simply saw where things stood. I listened to reason and a little bit of treason and repressed my inner demons as I could. Dad said to never take bullshit. He would disown me if I ever got thick skin. An insult meant war, and I gave them all what for. I admit that may have screwed me up within. The path of least resistance, it dictates my existence. It's all I can do to stay alive. I have my persistence and a flexible allegiance, and above all that, an appetite to thrive. I never was uniquely gifted. I had to forge my own way. I stood tall and proud and unnaturally loud, and here I am, the beast you see today. That's why they made me the governor. That is why I take Spanish dough. That's why when Burr arrived with the plan that he devised, I got my jacket and replied to him, let's go. The path of least resistance can reward you in an instant. It's all I can do to succeed. If you can go the distance, the payout is egregious. If you're the man who finishes the deed. So salute to others until the day when they have to salute to you. Oh, and do unto others what you wouldn't want them to do to you. I know that they just want me gone, and yet I linger on. Maybe when Burr's plan is finished, then all the history books will say, when the time came to go on, how did Wilkinson respond? He grabbed life by the balls and said, okay, let's start today. The path of least resistance. And so I say good riddance to whoever's got a grievance. 'Cause hey, I'm only doing it to thrive. It's all that I can do to stay alive.
And welcome to the studio, Sam Wurdemann, composer of that lovely song we just heard. How are you today, Sam?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Thank Thank you for asking. Well, thank you so much for coming in today. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. I've been writing musicals since it must be 7th grade.
That's a long time.
Yeah. I couldn't really tell you what inspired me to do it at first, but when I was little, I would put on these plays with all the kids on my street over the summer, and then we'd put them on at the end. And at first, it was stuff like Alice in Wonderland, Willy Wonka, the basics.
The classics.
Yeah, you know. And then eventually, I started making shows that were like tooled to the kids so that it was more fitting for everybody. And something there just clicked, and I was like, I like doing this. And I've always had like a musical brain. And like 6 years later, I've been teaching myself how to make it happen, and it's been...
well, that's incredible, and obviously it's working, so,
Yeah,
because the
it's been
show is
right ever
going up in
since.
April. So, aspirations post-college, you're looking more towards composing, writing, directing. What's your angle?
A little bit of everything, you know. If I have the tool set, then I want to do whatever the world allows me to do. I find that any art that is able to move people in the way that I've found that I'm able to is the kind of stuff that I want to continue making for as long as I can.
Well, that's really profound here on the Play-by-Playbill today. So how'd you come up with the idea for Burr the Musical?
That's a funny story because this was around the time that the Hamilton Pro Shot had released on Disney+.
Yes, yes.
So
pretty recent.
Yeah, that could have been almost 2 years ago now. That I was scrolling through Wikipedia, just inspired by history, and I found a section on Aaron Burr's Wikipedia page called The Burr Conspiracy, and I was like, ooh, what could that mean? So I gave it a scroll, and I'm like, oh my god, this is fascinating. The fact that this hasn't been made into a show is a crime to me, and I probably wouldn't have done it even if Hamilton didn't exist. But the fact that it did was certainly a shove in that direction.
Yeah, well, you've already got a platform. So we'll be right back on the Play-by-Playbill here with Sam Wurdemann to tell us a little bit more about Burr the Musical. Stay tuned. So welcome back to the Play-by-Playbill. We're back here with Sam Wurdemann, composer and creator of Burr the Musical. So Sam, tell us a little bit more about the plot of Burr.
So the show starts right where Hamilton leaves off, and it opens on Burr shooting him, and it just goes completely downhill from there. What a lot of people think happens is he just gets sad and lives the rest of his life in solitude, but that's not what happened at all, because right after that, he runs out of the city and he brainstorms this huge plot that changed depending on who he told about it, but essentially it was something along the lines of, I'm going to start a war with Mexico, I'm going to make the Western United States secede, and I'm going to take all of that land and make a new country and crown myself the God King.
That's
And
a little insane.
I know, you hear that, and you're like, what? And he got this close, but obviously didn't happen. So the question is, how does it go to that fast?
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about the two songs you're going to be performing today? Just really quick log line of what the songs are about.
Yeah. The first is Path of Least Resistance. It's being performed by a man named James Wilkinson, who was Burr's #2 guy. And it's all about his inner monologue. And Breaking Point is the second song in the show. And Burr and the whole cast perform it, and it's about how he wants to tear down this country and make everything explode.
Well, that's really exciting. I cannot wait to see this performance. So we'll meet you over in the studio for that performance with the entire cast of Burr.
Welcome back to the Play-by-Playbill. Next to me, I have Sam Wurdemann, Jaiden, Collier, and the cast of Burr the Musical. They're about to perform Breaking Point. Guys, how are you feeling?
I'm a bit nervous, but we got it.
I'm not performing, so I'm not nervous.
All right, let's take it away.
There's something quite inviting about a world that wants you dead, where the only thing that's keeping you from snapping is the voice inside your head. It's a frightening feeling, like the rush of burning cold, like the calm before the perfect raging storm that's waiting to unfold. There's a moment in a nation's lifetime when the scales tip to the left or right. There's a gust of wind that breaks the whole foundation, when man must choose if he will run or fight. This is the breaking point, when nothing holds me back now. I'm making noise, I'm stirring up the scene. After waiting longer than anyone should ever have to wait, I'm breaking out before it's all too late. My headspace is infested with visions of what's next, like pages in a story filled with everything except for all the text. Like I stared at darkness and saw a little flash, and I reached inside my coffin, pulling out my future from the ash. I was never short of great ambition, but nothing there to fill the void. But now the thing that guides my being is seeing everything we built destroyed. This is the breaking point, when all of that will topple. I'm awake all night and tinkering the kill, after escaping, feeling like my moment to be president. My moment to be king will linger on. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it take over, yeah. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it take over, yeah. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it take over, yeah. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, feeling it. Can you feel it? Like a bunch of sharpened knives to stuff that dreams are made of, blessing me with higher purpose, getting me disturbed and nervous, making me feel glad to be alive. This is the breaking point. The breaking point. I'm breaking away. I'm feeling it.